Yeah, be as real as you normally are. So cool. We are live, dude. So we are ready to rock. Tyler Smith, CEO of SkySlope,
Yeah.
and we'll let you talk to about yourself here in a few minutes, Tyler. But what I want to say is I've known you going on like 8 years now, dude. Almost eight more. 9. You were already maybe 12 months into building SkySlope, beta testing the crap out of it, running a huge, successful, large team. You were just named as a candidate for the Realtor Magazine's 30 Under 30. When I first met you, we launched a huge campaign. You won that. You were Realtor's 30 Under 30 in 2011, dominated that. And what I want everyone to know that's listening right now is that you are an innovator. You're not just some whiz that started a tech company to throw something in the real estate industry. You came from the trenches, I believe, since you were 19 years old, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. I got into real estate when I was 19, bought a house. That was really when I saw how inefficient, how easy it was to make money in real estate. Let's put it that way. My realtor sucked. She was also my lender. I thought if she could make money, sign me up. And I was naive, didn't know what I was talking about, had no clue about anything, which I think was an advantage because I was a brand new puppy, right? It's like I'm the one running and falling and tripping over things and doing all the bad things to learn what really worked and what didn't. And that's really where I got my real estate career. I've gotten real estate at 20 years old.
So what was the first few years of your real estate career like?
I sucked. I was horrible. I sold my first year. I sold one house. It was my girlfriend at the time's dad's house. It was $569,000. I got 2.5%, so I was living large at 20 years old. Commission check over $18,000 after my 50%, by the way, 50% split, which was awesome at the time. I was a brand new realtor. I had to also give a certain amount of portion to my mentor. So if you remember back in the day, you'd have a mentor. Yep. When you first started, Betsy Beretti was my mentor. And I still was rich in my mind. I was like on top of the world. I think I spent like $4,000, $5,000 of that money within like a day or two and still felt rich. So first year sucked. Sold one home, didn't even know I had to pay taxes on my commission check per se. Second year, got a coach, put all my money on a credit card for a coaching program. At the time it was Brian Buffini. Buffini and Company, went to a seminar, learned about calls, notes, and pop buys, and got a coach, and that's where my business transformed. I learned how to set personal goals. I knew how to set business goals. I learned what accountability was, and I was just a dog on a bone, hungry, eager to learn, and willing to do what anyone would tell me to. And you have to go back. Back then, I'd go to the top producers. It was a hot market. Mm-hmm. So they were like, oh no, people just call me. It's my sphere. Well, my friends can't buy a house. I'm 20. Their parents don't trust me. I'm a punk kid, right? Mm-hmm. So they're not going to sell their largest financial investment with me, the guy they grew up with, eating all their cereal and chasing girls and all. They're not going to do that. So I listened to my coach. I built rapport. I did all these things, and I needed a coach because these top producers didn't have to work. If you fought the mirror, you can put a house up for sale. You can put a sign in the yard. You can get 10 offers. It was easy money. So I was building my business in a hot market, but very difficultly because I didn't have a sphere of influence. I didn't know what a sphere of influence was. I didn't know how to qualify my database. I wasn't afraid to door knock, but guys, if you think about it, I was 21, looked like I was 17. I grew out my facial hair, and I had holes in it because I was so young. I put it in with like freaking mascara, no joke, to look older and to fill in the blank spots. So I didn't do well my first year. My second year, I sold 9 homes, and from there, it just doubled, triple, quadrupled every year after year, just putting disciplines in place.
What was the tipping point?
Being consistent, outworking everybody else. It was just me. I mean, I could work hard. I didn't have a family. I didn't have children. I didn't have a wife. I was like, I'm just going to bust. Mm-hmm. And my second year, I worked a lot. But my third year, when I got a taste, after my second year, I sold 4 or 5 homes. I got a taste of real money. And I got a taste like I have no ceiling on my income. And then the market started to dip. And I was like, there's got to be an opportunity, not only with my sphere of influence, but on REOs and short sales and everything. How can I diversify this? And this is when it was crazy because the third year, I sold like 39 homes, which is a lot of homes. 39 homes my third year. Young, hungry, and from there, it skyrocketed. And I learned how to outwork people. And there was a time, my 5th and 6th year in real estate, I worked 7 days a week. I probably took off 10 days total in 2 years. I mean, and I'm not saying I'd recommend this. I lost connection of friends, family. I was so entrenched, but I don't regret it because it set everything up for what's happening today. But I mean, it was brutal. I mean, I was overweight. I ate donuts every morning. I had Red Bull every morning. It was like rinse and repeat Groundhog's Day. And it was a lot of fun because it was just busy work. I'd have a client say, hey, I've got 9 homes I need to sell. I'm like, look at my assistant. She's like, we can't take them on. We're too busy. I'm like, yep, we got them. Take them on. Like, it was just nonstop. So the tipping point was just that I had a taste of filet, let's say, and I wanted more. And so I was real hungry, and I was willing to outwork anybody.
So for the brokers and agents that are going to watch this, do you think now is just as good a time as any and a huge opportunity for people in the business right now to strike while the iron's hot and make a crap ton of money?
100%. I miss real estate right now. I said that to you earlier. I was like, I miss real estate. I just did a tour around downtown. I live in Sacramento. Our office is on K Street, downtown Sacramento. I just did a tour on K Street. I'm talking to a commercial broker. And I'm like, oh gosh, I just miss this. Like, I miss it because you're just talking shop. You're talking about business. He's capitalizing on this market. He's crushing it. And I love competition. I'm fiercely competitive. And in real estate, you know how it is. I know where everyone stands. There's no BS. I wish you could track net income and not gross income, but gross was enough for me to compete and run. Now, there's different levels of competition. We can compete on the level we're at, but I want to let's expose our books. Like, 'cause that's what drives me. I just love it. I grew up with my dad, played football. He was super competitive. My mom, super competitive throughout her career. And so it's just, I think there's a huge opportunity in real estate.
You also don't want to look at just vanity metrics.
There's always an opportunity.
Yeah, and you don't want to just look at vanity metrics, just the gross GCI production. Like, let's challenge. How much money are you keeping? How much money are you reinvesting out of the money you're making, right?
Yeah, I think one failure in real estate in this career is that they give awards based upon gross income. And I get why. It's too hard not to. And they don't on net income. And I think there's a lot of realtors out there buying things they don't need with money they don't have to impress people they don't know, specifically for the reason of, look, I've got the trophy. Yeah. I got the trophy. And the trophy doesn't mean success. You know, I've seen the data. I know several top producers that aren't doing great. They don't know about a budget. So I'm glad that early on I learned about budgeting 101 at an early age and how to budget and how to save. And it wasn't about what you made. It was about what you actually saved, you know, and thankfully I learned that early on. But yeah, I mean, I think today's market, this business is, you have zero. Where can you go and tell me you have zero ceiling on your income? You can work for yourself, which by the way is a pro and a con, but you can work for yourself. You get to work with the clients you want to, like you get to pick people who you want to work with, and you get to make your own schedule. It's the best business, I think, in the world. I truly do. I still believe that today.
Yeah, no, it's a phenomenal career. Like, you could build your own business. So touching on something you talked about earlier was your work ethic, your energy, right? You were eating like shit earlier on. You were grinding, but dude, I've known you for 9 years. Nothing's changed except you're a lot healthier now. You're focused on your health, your mindset. But dude, I'll text you at 10:30 at night. You'll answer, and I'll see you on the gram at 4 o'clock in the morning hitting the gym. Like, when do you sleep, dude? How do you get this energy?
Yeah, I a lot of people have asked me this recently. I don't know. I don't need a lot of sleep, and it's interesting. I've studied this because I want to live long. So I was like, sleep. If you want to sleep, it's healthy. You need to, and I've tried. And when I actually get more sleep, I'm actually less operable. I don't operate at the level that that is the maximum level of performance, in my opinion. And so I don't know. I've always woken up early. I've always gone to bed late. I've always worked very hard. It's just one mode, and I love it and I hate it. I love it because it's just who I am, and I will no ever outwork on that perspective, but I also don't love it because I know there's a smarter way to work, and I've always gotten there with harder, right? I've just worked harder than anybody else out there. I know that literally, if we go head to head on work, I'm going to win. So I don't know. It's, I go to bed at like 10:30, 11 o'clock at night, 11:30. I wake up at 3:15, 3:30, 3:45. I'm at the gym from 4:15 to 5:45 every morning. If I'm in Sacramento, I don't miss it. It's like I'm there, it's happening. I've gotten a lot better though. I used to have a problem where I used to try to race my alarm. Now I just wake up, but I don't race it, which I am getting more sleep, but 4 to 5 hours max is what I want. And I feel very good when I have 4 to 5 hours.
Here's
I do not drink coffee until maybe 10 o'clock, and that's like that much. For
So what do you tell all the, like, what advice would you give the young people in the industry, the veteran, mature brokers in the industry that's like, okay, if I want to be successful, I have to have the work ethic and the energy of Tyler. Like that, if I want to get there, that's what I have to be. And do you necessarily agree with that somebody has to get 4 to 5 hours of sleep? Or because I think there's so much on social media. It's like rise and grind. You'll sleep when you're dead. Like just go for it. Like what part of that do you agree with? And where do you think people need to focus on what they need to do?
I think that we're all on equal playing grounds. I do believe that. We all are equal. I hate when people say it's not fair. We all have 24 hours a day. He or she who manages it best wins. And so there's this new documentary out, the Bill Gates documentary that just came out. It talks about his assistant. And I just had coffee with my assistant coming back from maternity leave, and she's like, I need to be able to manage your time because we can't buy time back. Mm-hmm. So I think there's people who are very successful that work 2-hour days. There's a book written, The 4-Hour Work Week, right? Which it's debatable whether it's true or not. You can be successful for 4 hours, but who manages their time the best wins. So I don't think you need 4 to 5 hours of sleep and to work a long day. There's days I don't work long. It's not about that. Do I think you need to rise and rise? Here's what I know is, what do you want? Mm-hmm. If you don't want anything or don't care, that's fine. I'm hungry. I want more. I think I will always want more. That's just my personality. It's my DNA. It's how I was raised. Everyone says, what's enough? Great, a little bit more is my answer. It's always a little bit more. And that's for me. That works for Tyler. Not saying anyone else has to be there. That's just for me. And so when I think about that, no, I think there's very successful people who get 10 hours of sleep and work 5 hours a day. Mm-hmm. I think there's successful people who get 3-4 hours of sleep that work 15 hours. I think there's all realms. I think it goes back to what do you want, right? Mm-hmm. So I think that's where people have to reverse engineer and see where they're spending their time. Does it align with their goal and their vision of what they want in life? And if that's the case, then great. But I do think that building a business takes a lot of work. If anyone thinks they're going to build a business with 1 foot in, it's going to be very difficult.
Yeah, no, 100%.
Debatable whether it's successful or not.
So let's kind of gear some of the conversation towards the brokers, because you were a top agent, like top producing, #1 in the office. You were so many awards, accolades as an agent. From a broker's perspective, right? Because there's so many brokerages out there, so many brokers that profit margins are slim to none for a lot of
zero margin, for sure. Yep.
Such a small margin.
Yep.
The only way they can continue making money is increase production or increase agent count. Those are the only 2 ways of doing that, really, and really sticking to a strict budget. From a top producer's perspective, how do you get a Tyler Smith into your organization? How do you retain talent? How do you recruit talent? Because I've seen you do it on your real estate team and in SkySlope. You're able to recruit and retain talent. What's the key there for brokers?
So I think that a couple of things. #1 is, what's the value you're bringing to the table? And so if I literally, I will do this. Literally, I'll go to a broker, and I talk to brokers all the time. Love brokers. I have the utmost respect to brokers because I think they're in the most difficult position ever, right?
100%.
And think about this. They recruit you, even as a new agent. They train you. They protect you, right? Mm-hmm. And then you're constantly getting recruited, and then you get left. They lead you to another brokerage. So wait, I just did all this, and you're gone. And by the way, I have to give you all these splits and this and that. It's difficult, no doubt. Sympathy, empathy, all day long. Now, here's where I will flip it, right? How do you take complete ownership? As a broker, if I'm a broker, what value do I bring to the table? I will sit and line up 10 brokers. 10. It's just like real estate. I'm a realtor. If you're my listing, or if you're my seller, you're interviewing me, there's no difference. Tyler, you're going to list my house. What value do you bring? Well, I'm going to put it on the MLS. Okay, you and everybody else. It's going to be on Redfin and Zillow. All that's going to happen. Put it aside. What true value are you going to bring? Same with the broker. What do you bring to the table? Don't give me your brand, because now with social media and with all the digital marketing, I'm my own brand, no doubt. Mm-hmm. Does it have weight to be with X, Y, and Z broker? No doubt, but don't act like that's the big fish there, right? Yep. That's the mince on the pillow. That's not the hotel. They don't come to work with Tyler to list their house because of the brand name. That's not that much pull in today's market. It's changed. So what value do you bring? Oh, you have got great E&O? Okay. Like you're gonna like back in the day it was like we take out newspaper ads and we have this and we have a mark. What do you bring? Now it's the big tech. It's technology. You've got technology. Okay. If you're a top producer, you go buy your own damn technology. We already know. So I think the challenge
and most prefer it. Most top producers prefer their own technology.
100%. And so I think the biggest challenge for brokers is I think this is why they're in the biggest one. I know a brokerage right now, great friend, great colleague, great mentor. So uses our software. I meet them all the time. Biggest challenge. They have over 600 agents, 20 plus offices. They have deal doctors in as managers. So you're an XK Dub, right? You understand how that works. If you're a team leader, your number one thing is you're the CEO of your office, recruit. Number one, you recruit. And they put you in that mindset to go hunt. Well, here's big brokerages staying in their traditional model, their traditional ways, and their CEOs or their office managers, they don't recruit. You know what they do? They deal doctor. They're there to hold the hands of the realtors. And that serves a purpose, and that's good. But guess what? Two things that brokers need. Recruiting, retaining. Nothing else matters. Recruit, retain, right? You recruit and retain so you can actually work with who you want and you build the pipeline. Your managers aren't doing that, and it's different. And they don't have the skill set. So what happens with brokers right now? Traditionally, they should fire that person. It's not working, right? But if they fire them, now they're fearful because what's going to happen? Well, they may go to my competitor and take it and take agents with them. So they're in this spot of, I got to have the deal doctor there. They're not going to change. We all know that. They're not going to change. That's who they are. They're not going to actually make the calls. They're not going to actually call the agent. They're not going to do the traditional things that true top producing recruiters do. So they're in this limbo right now. And I know this because I talked to them. So to me, is the number one thing brokers should think about is what value do they bring to the table, and who's going to help them actually display that value, and why is it different than broker Bob or broker Amy or this brokerage over here, or what is the big difference? Yeah. And I think that's the biggest challenge. I think the threat to the broker industry for that, not including all the money that's being thrown into this business right now on technology and infrastructure. And we've got all these items, and big brokers and big firms are winning because they have the money and infrastructure to be a technology company now. And I think those are the two biggest challenges. And right now it's all peachy because guess what? It's a great market. Yeah. And the market takes a tank. Now guess what? People are in the fetal position crying.
When I think a lot of brokers too, they're and we see this all day long at Zipi because of our technology is commission splits. Brokers are shooting themselves. A lot of them are shooting themselves in the foot with their commission splits, trying to get incredibly too creative, too complex. And if you can't easily explain it to an agent and show them the value of why it's set up this way, here's what you're going to get in return. And it's on the third Thursday of the month, they're going to be on this split. On the every other Friday, going to be on this split. It gets too confusing. And then they lose retention because they can't legitimately explain their commission structure, and it's too complex. And when you reverse engineer a lot of them, they end up losing more money because it's too complex.
Oh, yeah. No, we've talked to several brokers. It's funny. Remember, let's go back into the day when it was like, here's the plans you're on. You're on the gold plan, the silver plan, the bronze plan. And if you really get good, you're a top producer, you get to the 80-20 platinum plan. Let me tell you this. If I have a brokerage right now that has 100 agents, I have 100 plans. There's no 5, pick your flavor. Every agent is different.
Yeah.
Every plan is different, which makes it, for your job, extremely hard, right? Because you're building great tech, and it's like, holy cow. But how do you manage that? How do you provide value? It's tough. I've never met one agent with the same plan as another. I just haven't met that. Because every agent has different flavors they want. I think what our goal is, if you're a broker, is what does that person want? How do you support them? And that's why I love the phrase that I always say is you generate so you don't have to tolerate. And people say, you're said than done. No. If you have someone who can recruit, not a deal doctor, not a manager, someone who can recruit, you generate so you don't have to tolerate. Agent goes up 100% split because I want this. You're not now vulnerable, and your ego's not there because brokers have these, right? Like, I want to be number one. I want the top producer. And
Yep.
you look bad if I don't have that person. Hold on. I know, like, I'll give you an example. When I worked at KW years ago, I remember that we were all treated equal. So I was the top producer. I was the number one in the office. But guess what? I was just as good as another capper because guess what? It was called a cap. So if I think at the time it was $35,000 and Jimmy paid $35,000, but my volume was 10x, doesn't matter. All they're using me is Tyler Smith is here. Besides that, on the P&L perspective, I'm identical. And so if you think about that perspective, that's crazy to think about because they weren't afraid to let me go. And they weren't. They wanted me, but they were about to say, swim free, fishy. I couldn't be the prima donna top producer because they could even kick me to the curb because I'm just as good as the next capper, even though I'm 5X. And they want me for the name as the anchor name, as a showcase to recruit. But everyone needs to be in the recruiting mindset because that's all that matters in the broker business. Recruit, retain, the 2 R's. That's all that matters.
Same thing in a real estate business. Like if you had 10 listings and you lost 3, okay, I have 7 more. You have 3 listings, you lose 2, that hurts.
100%. Yeah. I mean,
that hurts.
I think that's the tough thing about this industry and just the noise. I think a lot of brokers find they follow the noise. And it's this agent's doing this broker's doing this. We got to do this. Hey, I just heard about this new tech idea. We got to hold on. Let's go back to the fundamentals. And the fundamentals still work. I think they have a change and a uplift with them. But go back to the basics on this, right? Recruiting, retaining. The brokers I see that are growing and doing the best are the ones that recruit and retain. And I even see brokers that are doing great that just recruit and suck at retaining, literally. And they're still doing well because they have machines in place to help recruit. And I would encourage any broker out there to think, how can I actually build a machine in 2020? The year of vision, right? How do I build a machine where I can recruit and I can retain agents? That's the thing I would focus on the most because as technology comes on and we're getting more and more mobile, you don't get to get belly to belly with those agents anymore. It's not the office brick and mortar. And by the way, the market takes a tank. The brick and mortar offices, the big ones where they own 30 offices, that's going to be a challenge. That's going to get scary because now you own this brick and mortar and no one's in there. And if you shut it down, it makes you look bad. And now we're getting vulnerability. You know what I mean?
Because they made the brick and mortar seem like that was the value.
100%. Well, dude, I remember when it was like, we're going to pay for your faxes and we got a color copier. It's like, I don't need that anymore. All of that's garbage. And the problem is we haven't shifted our mindset to what's valuable. We're going back to those tactics. And that's the challenge, right? Because we're stuck in our own way. To me, it's hard because you almost have to disrupt your model to do that. I always think, how can I kill my business? That's all I think about. If I was to literally, I go to a weird, dirty place of if I got fired tomorrow for whatever reason, what would I do to murder my business? What would I do? What would be my strategy? And that's what I'm trying to implement within SkySlope. Like, what are we doing to disrupt our own model so we can actually innovate and so we can do that? It's like the whole Henry Ford thing. You listen to what people wanted. They wanted faster cars and faster horses when really they wanted a car, right? They wanted a vehicle, a car. So how do we?
Mark Cuban always said, what? How can I kick my own ass? Like he always thinks that. Like if I needed to, how can I kick my own ass? Like what needs to happen? Yeah.
No, I agree. 100%. Yeah.
Dude, okay, so let's dive into, because you're saying they need to build this system, they need to disrupt, they need to evolve. Like these brokers, they have to evolve. We're going into our consumers, our home buyers, our home sellers, they want convenience. They want stuff now. They want to be able to do everything from their phone sitting at a Starbucks, right? And they're moving away from that. So brokers are being forced to evolve. Some will accept it and evolve. Some are going to just not accept it and they're going to go backwards. So from a tech standpoint, like where do you see this tech battle going? And what I appreciate and admire about you since day one, you've always been so open to sharing what you're doing at SkySlope, what's going on, always sharing ideas. You're like, hey, just run with this. We're not going to do this. Go run with it. Here's an idea. I see so much of the opposite going on in this industry right now where people are just, they want to steal stuff. They want to just go steal it. They want to copy it. They want to go and put it into their brokerage. And because there's this tech war out right now. So where in your mind is real estate tech going? What's valuable? What's not? Where are people losing focus?
So one, I think everyone's reading headlines. I think that's the number one problem. I think number two is there's a lot of funny money out there. Second problem. Here's what I think about, right? And here's what we think about here at SkySlope. What does the consumer want? Like real, and like if you really dive in, like I'll get real nitty with you. I went out we have a Starbucks right here, and I went and talked to consumers. I literally went out. I wish we recorded it because I'd sit there. So at SkySlope, if we don't answer your customer support within 5 seconds in chat, and second phone, you call us, we pick up the phone in the second ring, email back in 10 minutes. If we don't do that, we literally send you a gift card to Starbucks. Now we did that because we want brokers to know like we're legit, and we have a ton of gift cards, and we do send them out. Sometimes you get picked up on the third ring or the fourth ring, but we said, so I went to Starbucks, I grabbed support gift cards, went there and said, hey, you're waiting for your coffee, just want to pick your brain. And so we talked to all these consumers. Now think about this. Think about yourself as a consumer. What do you want? Speed, transparency, and long-term trust. That's all you care about. Great example, Uber. We all know Uber. You click a button, a freaking car shows up. Back in the day, I remember it was like mind-blowing. Now it's like, yeah, of course. What do you mean, right?
Yeah.
So speed, it's quick. Transparency, I know the make, the model of the car, the rating of the Uber driver. I know the turns it's making. I know when it's going to show up, the whole deal. Long-term trust, I can get on a freaking jump bike and drive because of Uber. I can get on a Lyft or a Bird. I can literally get food delivered now through Uber. Same thing with Amazon. Speed, transparency, trust. Like, come on. Everyone knows they love Amazon because things show up. And they show up fast, you know when they're showing up, and you trust them. I get groceries towards that. So when I think about where it's going, how do you provide that through your services, your stack, your technology for your user or to the consumer? So for us, users are agents and brokers. Our vision is keeping agents and brokers connected to the customer forever through those three conduits. Speed, our product has to be very, very fast and remove all inefficiencies for the agent so they can do what matters most, which is connect to their client. Transparency, talk to a consumer that knows what the hell is going on in a real estate transaction. They don't. And I love realtors who are like, my client knows everything. No, they don't.
No, they don't.
First home buyers are completely like, what's the emoji where it's like an emoji where it's like the head, the brain going like, they're like, what's happening? What's an inspection? Mold, a fence? What's going on? What's the appraisal? They don't know. So how do you make sure it's transparent, like the Uber left and right or the Domino's tracker? And then long-term trust. One of the biggest questions I asked people at Starbucks was, are you a homeowner? Yes. When did you buy your home? And everyone over 2 years, I'm telling you, do you remember your realtor? Yeah, I think I do. When's the last time you talked to him? Haven't heard from him. Haven't heard from him. Haven't heard from him. Haven't heard from him. Never heard from him. Nope. One and done. One and done. One and done. And I'm not going against the realtor. I get it. Life is hard by the artist, inch by the inch. We're all busy. Like I gotta set reminders to call family members sometimes, right? I gotta text this person back. It's like, and we're busy. We're distracted. It's like social media, Instagram, Facebook, this, that, my phone's ringing. Oh, Amazon Alexa's talking to me. What the hell? I get it. We're busy. However, how do we create that long-term trust where, guess what? They want to refer you. In my business, you know it, I've built a really great referral business, right? Yep. How do we take that and put it into a technology? So speed, transparency, and trust. How do we stay connected to the customer forever? Because everyone is gunning for that customer, that consumer. Right now, everyone out there, you can look at all the companies, Open Doors, and even Rocket Mortgage, and all these people are gunning for the customer. And it reminds me of the days when Realtor.com came out. And when I remember I was a realtor, I put a sign up in the yard, had my number, and then it's like, wait a minute, why is John, who's paying to have online presence, getting this, or Zillow, right? Well, that's not fair. Now I have to pay. There's no difference now. They're not only capitalizing taking those leads that would call on your properties, but they're taking your lead, your buyer, your seller. And so that's why our vision is, how do we keep agents and brokers connected to the customer forever through those three things? Providing speed, because that's what the consumer wants. Transparency, that's what the consumer wants. They want to know what the hell's happening. And then trust. They want to not only trust you during the transaction, but they want to trust you long term. They want to trust you for everything long term. So how do we provide that? Because that's what they want.
Mm-hmm. Well, a lot of agents and brokers, I don't realize that for either a client or to recruit an agent, it's more expensive to recruit or get a new client versus nurture your existing database.
But it's hard because it's hard.
That's why they don't do it. It's hard and it takes a system.
Yeah, it's like the muscle I got to work it. You want big muscles? You want 6-second abs? There's no 6-second abs, my friend. It takes me 6 minutes to find my abs, okay? Like I look for them every morning. I'm still looking. And guess what? You got to work. You got to chip away. You got to keep going. You got to put the work in, whether it's a database, whether it's a muscle, you have to chip away. And that's my model, right? I've always worked hard. Obviously not for my six pack, right? Not hard enough because obviously I don't want it that hard. But for business, I want it. I'm hungry, and I'm not going to stop until I get it. I put the work in.
So let's talk about that. So what drives you? What keeps you going? Like you're CEO of SkySlope, multi-million-dollar technology company in the space, got, just huge accolades because of financial, Fidelity National Financial, that whole big play, which is huge. Like, dude, you're still young. You're young. You still look like you're 19. What's next for Tyler? What drives you? What motivates you? What's the next thing for you?
So I've been fortunate enough to be able to travel to certain places throughout the United States. And you go to some of these places. I went to South Africa, and I went to this place. And I think, how are you not driven in America? Like, I've seen some crazy, crazy places. Like, it blows my mind. It's like, we're mad because Uber didn't show up. Like, we're mad because Uber got lost. It dropped me off at the drop-off. Like, we've got it so, like, how are you not motivated? I think I look at I'm looking out right now. I have a window right here, and I can see the pavement. And most people see the pavement, and that's what they see. I see gold. There's opportunities everywhere. I think it's on every corner. I think the hard part is staying focused on what's in front of you, because we're so distracted, including myself. Including myself. Everyone is distracted. But how do you constantly stay focused? How are you not motivated? There's opportunities on every corner. It's nuts on the amount of opportunities there are, I think, in the United States. And if you don't think so, go travel somewhere. Go really travel and see, because there's people who are trying to escape their country to get to this country for the land opportunity. And it's the pursuit of happiness. You're not guaranteed happiness here. It's the pursuit. And so it's a choice. And so I don't know. How do you not stay motivated? How do you not stay hungry? I don't know. I mean, I feel like it's the day one. It's the first inning. I still have a long way to go. I want to think about, did I leave any meat on this bone? I think we're not here for a long time. We're here for a good time, right? As long as I'm here, how am I going to actually make the best of it? How am I going to go? I'll give you an example. I constantly am like, man, I was put on earth, whether someone believes in God or not. Like, someone put me on earth. Like, God put me on earth. What's my purpose? And I think I'm doing great with what I have, and I'm trying, how do I make Sacramento great? How do I make sure we can apply great employment here? How do we embrace our team members so they can grow and live their dreams? I think about, I'm not here for that long. How am I actually chipping away? Like, what is next? What do I want? What's my purpose? And I think I'm living that right now with SkySlope, but this is just, to me, another stepping stone to what's next and what's next. And I think as in life, we chip away until we get that. What I don't want to do is look back with regret. I always, here's when I say to adventure and fellowship. And I think adventure is, we all have gifts, but we can't be grateful for our gifts. We can't even be proud of our gifts. They're given to us. We're born with our gifts. It's the choices we make to use those gifts, right? And when I'm 80, I don't want to look back and regret. Do you want to rather live a life of regret or a life of adventure? And so I think about, how do I think about that, and how do I not sit back and go, I wish I did that, or I could have done that, or I should have done that. They always say the best ideas are in the grave, and it's where they are, because people have these ideas, or they wish they would have done something, but yet they don't execute on it. And so I don't know. I don't know how you're not motivated in this world. I mean, there's bad days, and I'm not always great, but I mean, there's so much bad stuff happening to people. Like, I'm the luckiest man alive right now, for sure.
When you were 19, did you see yourself here right now?
Absolutely not. Hell no. No. I knew I'd be doing something great and doing something big. And I think this is a stepping stone to continue to do big and do great. But no, I mean, I knew I was hungry, and I put work in. I think everything comes with luck. There is some luck if you believe in that. But I think you gotta push, man. You gotta set yourself up for success. Like, I will outwork anyone. I am that confident, no doubt. Like, I will. That's just how I roll.
What piece of advice would you give your 19-year-old self, if you can only give yourself one piece of advice going back?
Listen more.
Really?
Yeah.
Give me an example. Like what?
I went to saw Hamilton. What did it say? talk less, listen more. Alexander Hamilton Burr said it to him. I'd listen more. I've had to develop that skill, be more patient. When I was 19, 20, 21, I was looking for the quick fix. I was looking for the 6-second abs. And what I've learned is you have to think long-term. Back then it was short-term. I was just trying to make a buck. I was just trying to do things. Even when I first started SkySlope, I was thinking more shorter term. And when you
were just trying to solve a problem for your own team.
I was. That's exactly how it started. But then I was like, shoot, people want to pay me for this? And then I was like, how do we get these people on? What do we need to do? It's like, hold on. I think right now, everyone's trying to create the same thing in technology as far as how do we create this or monetize this? And I even hear with our brokers, we want to put this ad up in SkySlope. I'm like, your agents don't want to see that. Like, they don't care. Like, but it's the quick fix. And they want to make an extra buck. It's like, we're talking pennies. Like, actually keep them connected where they can get more repeat referral business, and you can provide that to them, and they win, and you're winning with them. Well, I think patience is what I tell myself, thinking long term. I've always obsessed over the customer. At the time, the customer was the buyer and seller. Now it's obviously the broker, the agent, and then the transaction coordinators and our partners. So obsessing over that. I think I came from a restaurant background, so customer support or customer service was how I made my money, and that's so. But I would say patience and long-term thinking, and then also listening more for sure.
Okay. Well, and so last question, because I want to keep you. I know you're a busy man. So everyone in this industry is an entrepreneur. They're a businesswoman. They're a businessman. They're in that entrepreneurial mindset. They have to be.
Yep.
What is the one trait, or what's the one piece of advice you would give like a blanket entrepreneur on, okay, here's whether not to be successful, but here's one thing that you need to be doing or thinking to get where you want to go?
Yeah, I think there's a lot of things. Here's what I would challenge people to do. And I think you know this, when I was in real estate, I teach people. Remember, I do classes and teach them. Here's all my seed. I wasn't the top producer that like hoarded my seed. I know no one's going to do it, right? I can give you all this stuff, and it's a cool idea, but no one wants to do the work. So I'm going to give you one of those items that I think is something I do constantly to sometimes check myself, because everyone gets off path. Everyone, it's funny, people are like, how do you stay balanced? I don't think you're ever balanced. You're balancing, right? How do you not drift? And so for me, I think the only thing you can manage is your time, and you can't make more of it. It's almost like they say you can't buy more land, you can't buy more time. You can't. So what do? You manage it better. So here's what I told my marketing team about this. I just told Sean, who's in our product team on UI UX, manage your time better. Now, how do you do that? Everyone thinks they manage their time great. They don't. Everyone sucks, including myself sometimes, right? I have someone at full time to keep me accountable of my time. Literally, that says, nope, do this. I work for her. She's like, do this, yep, go here, yep, do this, yep, 2 minutes, yep. Like, so how do you manage your time? And Tyler, I can afford an assistant that does that. Great. Here's what you can do. You can get a timer or your phone that can do this. Every 15 minutes, you're going to have it buzz, and you're going to write down what you did. You're going to do this for 3 days. Now, most people fail. They only make it to 1. But I say 3 because it's a good challenge. And you're going to do this for 3 days straight. And every 15 minutes, you're going to write down what you're doing. Every 15 minutes, what you're doing. Now, first off, here's what's going to happen. You're going to be subconsciously more effective because you know that you're being checked by yourself. That's number one. So you're going to be like, I can't like get distracted because I don't want to write down. So that, number one, you're already going to be better. Number one. Number two, you will be shocked, literally shocked at what you actually see on that piece of paper. And don't go hardcore. Do it. Write it down and look at it. And once you have that, now what you're going to do is you're going to write down, hopefully you know what your big goal is, your big 3 rocks is, or what you want to accomplish, whatever it is. Now you're going to take a highlighter. And it's simple. I'm a realtor. I don't know how to do many things, right? I know how to times things by 3%, and I know how to like color coordinate. Red, yellow, green. I'm going to put a red highlighter over the things that are stupid and dumb that I shouldn't do. I'm going to put a yellow over, is this good or bad? And then put a green under, this aligns with what I want to do. And I can tell you right now, I do this, and a lot of times I see red. And it's just a checkmate. You're checking in. It's like a health check. And I do that to wake me up sometimes, to continue to push myself to not drift, but to really not feed into my own bowl, right? Because we all do. We eat our own. We're all so convincing. We can convince ourselves, this is good. I'm good at this, and no, I'm doing the right thing. I can guarantee you, I'll tell you this. Everyone will agree with this. You'll go home and be like, whoo, honey, hard day, busy day. I'm so tired. It's especially in real estate.
Dude, it's insane.
You already know where I'm going. You go home and be like, man, I worked so hard at that. Put in 10 hours. So like, all right. And I remember my coach would say this. First off, how many, and this is back then, how many calls you make? I had to put out a fire. It's like, I had this problem. Oh, Sally called me, but how many notes you write? I couldn't write any notes. You go see any clients? Nope. You break bed, you see belly. Nope. So you pretty much, you were a firefighter today in the real estate business. Yep. Okay, cool. That's great. You're only as good as your last deal. So I can tell you this, thinking about entrepreneurship, that was realtor broker, but entrepreneurship, manage your time. Double down on your time. 100%. Everyone talks about it's not fair. You've got more time. You're doing shit. Go look on your phone right now. Right now, stop this recording. Go look at your phone and see how much time you're spending on social media. Guaranteed it's too much. Guaranteed, 100%. I can tell you right now, it's too much time on your phone, let alone social media. I've watched people, they wake up in the morning, it's like, what do? 5 minutes to clear out my spam. I'm clearing out all my spam, right? I'm getting rid of all the junk emails. That's what I'm doing. All the shit I don't need to buy that I have in here because I don't want to unsubscribe, which would actually be better, but I want to stay connected. Everyone's laughing. I see my team right now behind me laughing because they do this. And it's like, okay, let me look at Facebook, Instagram, got to the stories. Okay, did you look at the news? Yep, look at the news. Now it's like I got to find apps I need to go into. Now I'm like searching for apps on my phone just to like, it's a habit. And that's great. Manage your time. I think I do really well at managing my time. And I just learned that skill because I can't buy it. I can't buy land. I can't buy time. There's enough land is going to be used. It's just what it is. I got to build up now, right? With time, I can't do it. I just can't. I can't buy time. And so that would be my hat to people is audit your day. Everything.
Dude, I love that.
Yeah.
I'm scared to death to do that exercise.
Yeah. And it's hilarious because even me, who I think I manage my time pretty well, I laugh at sometimes the dumb shit I do. I'm like, why am I doing this? I know I shouldn't do this. Why? And so it's easy to get off track. It's easy to do the busy work. It's easy. I think about blue chips, white chips, red chips, gambling, right? Where do we spend our time? We grab the easy stuff, the white chips. Then we go to the red. Blue chips, the most valuable. That's what you should focus. And it's the hardest, right? It's the hardest thing to do. But what do? It's the funnel. I'll grab the easy stuff and I feel good. It makes me feel good. I'm active. I don't want to do the hard stuff. And entrepreneurship, it's prospecting. How you can gain business. It's in real estate, it's how you going to prospect, how you going to get new leads, how you going to get new referrals. For brokers, it's how am I going to get new agents. Those are the blue chips, the most valuable. How are you going to do that? But you know what we do? We deal doctor. We fight fires. Oh my gosh, the fence is falling down, the sky is falling, I have to go do that. Hold on.
Yeah.
We do that. And that stuff has to be done, but we got to prioritize.
And they may not have the skill to do it. They may not want to do it, or they hate doing it, or are not good at it, or fearful of it. Then fire yourself and put somebody else in the position that can do that for you.
No doubt. It is that simple, but it's hard for people to actually execute. I think that's the challenge. People love the idea. I'll give you. What do I have?
What's on your wall? What's on your wall? SkySlope. The execution code.
Oh, I've got literally this. Look at this. There's a pizza box with my head. Look at that. Literally, we told agents, put this on pizza. Go give it to your clients. Tell them you love them. Thank you for doing that. Oh my gosh, I love the pizza idea. It's the #1 video of all the videos that we did on freaking YouTube. You know why? Everyone loves it. It's simple to do. You gotta buy pizza. Now, guess what I did?
One person probably did it.
They don't do it. We've given them the template. You can put your own head in the because they want it to be perfect. They spend 9 hours with this stupid thing, and then they do one. And you know what they say? I didn't get any referrals.
It didn't work.
It didn't work. So guess what? I used the wrong hex code of blue. I should have used purple or green. Guys, do the hard work. Be consistent, right? Chip away. And I think that's everyone wants to get rich fast. Everyone wants it yesterday. Everyone wants things now. And I want it now too. Don't get me wrong. If I can take a pill and have a 6-pack, sign me up, baby. I don't have to work out. I'm in. It doesn't work that way. If I can eat cheeseburgers all day long, sign me up.
I'm in.
All done. It doesn't exist. And so,
and I don't think people realize that because they only see Tyler's chapter 10. They don't see Tyler's chapter 1, 2, 3, 4. Because you did the same thing with SkySlope. You were on the phone calling brokers, lead generating, reaching out, doing demos.
I mean, dude, I remember the time where literally we paid people such trash. And I mean trash. Pizza. We got a girl named Ashley Reynolds here, who's still here. We used to pay her in pizza. Pizza. And it was like when we gave her some money, she was like, oh my, it was the world's. We couldn't afford payroll. We couldn't afford, we moved in a building, I'm like, I don't know how we're going to pay for it. We grinded it out. We were grinders, right? Mm-hmm. But we had to do it. I think the challenge is people don't have the stomach for that stuff, right? And when it gets tough, guess what? They've been babied their whole life, and they don't want to do the hard stuff. No one wants to do the hard stuff. And trust me, I'd rather do the easy shit too. But I think in this world, the hard stuff is what's going to pay off. People see, oh, look at SkySlope, you got all these employees. You want to come run all these employees? It's not easy. This is the hardest thing I've done, right? Like, it's hard, just like real estate. They saw the top producer. Guys, you didn't see when I used to door knock with marigolds in a freaking $1 million area on Mother's Day, handing them out, getting my face slammed by people going, what the hell is this dude dropping off a freaking flower for my wife? You cheating on me? What the hell? Like, you know what I mean? Yeah. They just see the top producer awards. They just see stuff today. Guys, you got to chip away. I don't know if it's become fast. There's any get rich quick thing I don't see, but people are so obsessed with the ballers on Instagram. I want to live this house. I want to be a lifestyle. I want to be a lifestyle coach. I want to be a YouTuber. Great. YouTube then. Put out every day. No.
I want to be an Instagram influencer and make millions. Yeah.
It's hilarious. And so I don't know, man. I think a lot of people are they have a false perception of buying things they don't need with money they don't have. And the biggest challenge and scary thing is they want to impress people they don't know. They just care about other people to impress them.
One question came in, 2 questions came in. One said, mind blown. Thank you very much. This is huge. One asked, what's next in real estate? Like, what would you say if you were asked what's next in real estate?
So first off, here's what I'll tell you. I bet really big on realtors still today. Very big, obviously. Do I think there's a lot of change and money being thrown at? No doubt. So I'll give you a couple examples. Do I think someone will put their house on Amazon and someone will click a button and have 2-day delivery? No, I don't. It's the largest single financial investment. Let me give you an example. They used to say every 7 years someone would buy or sell a home. They'd move, right? Mm-hmm. That's changing. Rates are dumb. Dumb. Yeah. Jumbo right now you can get 2.71. 2.71 on a jumbo. I ain't refinancing for shit. It ain't happening. I'm not. Why would I refinance when money's so low? Rates are going to go up. Why would I refinance or why would I sell? I have a great rate, right? Yep. So I think that 7 years is going to go 8, 9, 10, 11. So people are going to sell and move a lot less because rates are going to be so low, and I don't think they're going to go lower. You can't get it lower. I think they're only going to go up. I know the Fed's just going to look lower, but they're going to go up. So when I think about that, I don't think people are going to be selling as much. I don't think anyone's going to be buying a one-click. I think there will be versions of that. We already are seeing where people are buying houses very fast. And then it's a mess. It's early and it's happening. But these are smaller homes. If I have a house in Arizona, I just don't want to deal with it. I don't want to find a realtor. Yeah, I might just go say, hey, someone wants to buy it cash for this much. I'm okay with that. I can get the money now. No doubt.
Yep.
Do I think people are going to do that on a $5, $6, $7, $8, $9 million property? No. Do I think they're going to do it on a $500,000 property? I don't think so. Not yet. So I think what's changing is technology is definitely changing this industry. But I focus on what matters most, right? It's easy to get distracted. What's going to be the future? I will tell you this. How can you provide the consumer what they want? They want things to be fast. No one wants it to be a slower process.
Yeah.
How do you actually speed that up? I think we'll see escrow shorten. I think we'll see mortgages shorten. I think that whole process of buying a home will shorten based on what's happening today, which will have to be adjusted because guess what? Realtors will have to adjust. Brokers will have to adjust. It's just like this. I know a realtor right now that goes, I love to get wet signatures. That's great. Love it. Love you for that. I get it. You want to build rapport. You're old school. Nothing wrong with that. Yep. You're going to lose a lot of people. Because guess what? At the end of the day, I want you to send me something. I want to click a link. I want to sign. I want to done. That's it. I don't want you sometimes. I'm too busy. I got to text my mom back. You know what I mean?
Yeah, 100%.
I don't got time to meet with you. And so how do we get out of, like, that's one small example. No one wants to wait for a freaking taxi to show up. I walk past the taxi stand to get to my Uber.
You and me both.
And in Sacramento, I walk by. I have to walk farther to get to my Uber. But a taxi's right there. Why? It's convenient. It's quick. Yep. I know where I'm going. They know where I'm going. Sometimes I'm busy. Not that I'm not social, obviously, but sometimes I'm busy. I don't want to talk to anyone. I'm on the phone. It's just, I'm there.
Yep.
Convenient. Speed, transparency, and trust. That's what's going to be the real estate market. How do you provide that? How do you provide what the consumer wants? That's what they want, and we will lose. Anyone will lose. It's the most vulnerable an agent of brokers today, in my opinion.
Well, I think agents too, I think they've spent so much time trying to find and build technology to replace the stuff they don't want to do, which is what makes them great agents. Yeah. And then they're surprised when technology comes out that even tries to remotely replace them. Then they get freaked out. I'm like, guys, you're the one that's allowing this to happen because you don't want to do parts of your job and you want technology to do that for you, versus allowing companies like us to build technology to support the process and make it more convenient and transparent for you so you can go focus on this. And I think everyone's just getting so accustomed to that right now, and brokers and agents have to evolve to the mindset of, if we want to stay relevant and stay valuable in this industry, we have to continue doing with what got us here in the first place. And we need to start using technology to leverage our business, not replace us.
There's no doubt. I think change is tough for independent contractors. I think it is. And I think that's where I've done well, is I love change. I eat it up for lunch. I love it. I like to shake it up big time. The challenge is people are afraid to flirt. They're afraid to taste. I taste all the time. And you know what? There's a lot of flavors that stink, that are just and that's fine, but I'm tasting. Yep. I think people are afraid to taste, whether it's a new technology, whether it's, I've always done this and it's worked. Well, change. Just taste. Not saying that you flirt, just flirt. Flirt with that new product, that new way, that new idea. Try it.
Yep.
Try it. They don't even take the step of trying. They don't even know if it's good or not out there. And so, I mean, I think people they're going to have to evolve in that. I'm optimistic about that, because I think what will happen is the great and the good will, and the bad will just get out, right?
Yeah, well, a lot of these brokers and agents are waiting for that all-in-one system. They want one system to do everything.
Yeah, and I want to be an astronaut, but you know what? When it's windy outside, I get a little dizzy. So I'm just letting you know. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like, that's great. And I have yet to see a true all-in-one. Like, show me what that looks like. Everyone has a different flavor. Everyone wants different things. And when you're a very big brokerage, you have a lot of opinions. Different regions, different markets, different top producers. It's a tough business, but that's why I love it, because it's a hard business. If it was easy, everyone would do it. I love the hard things. The hard things are great because it makes anyone stronger. It's hard to wake up early. I get it. That's fine. I'll be up. You sleep. It's great. People use you because you're the hotel. They don't go to the Four Seasons for the mints. They go to the Four Seasons because the whole experience.
Yep.
How do we provide that to our customer? Whether you're a broker, whether you're an agent, whether you're an entrepreneur, how do you obsess over the customer? I'm so obsessive over our customer. So obsessive.
Yep.
So yeah.
Good stuff, dude. All right, so that wraps it. We went way over time, dude. I know you're busy. Sorry we went over. Let me end it here. Guys, check out Tyler. Go follow him. I don't know if he'll accept you. I don't know if your stuff's private. I know you're kind of just a really private dude on the social media aspect of it. So go check out Tyler. Go. Somebody who actually goes, can I get a tour of SkySlope? You guys give tours?
Oh, absolutely. Shoot me an email. I'll just forward to my phone will answer it. It's tsmith, TSMITH @skyslope.com.
Cool.
We'll get you a tour. Get you some swag. Get you, everything and anything you want. We're open.
Nice, dude. That's huge. Awesome, guy. Stay on, Tyler. I'm going to hang up, and then we'll wrap it up and get going. All right, everybody. Cool. Thank you.
Thanks. Yep.